Hello, my name is Lewis Johnston, and today I'm going to be talking about my experiences in leadership and how this course has shaped my thought process going forward, as well as how the interview has allowed me to continue to change and develop and position myself to be a better leader in the future. Throughout this course, I've set my sights on ways to improve myself and how I approach others in my leadership example. While I know that there are many ways to lead, in my opinion, the best way to lead is to lead with compassion and love. We must always remember that the people that are working for us have families, and they're someone's son, daughter, husband, father, etc. And that they're people too and have emotions and feelings. We must address those emotions and feelings on a daily basis and understand that no one is a robot, and day to day operations, someone may change their feelings. They may be having a bad day, and we have to be able to adjust accordingly as leaders. As leaders, we can't be stoic and non emotional. We must continue to adapt and overcome obstacles and challenges within the workplace. We have to be able to recognize whenever those that work for us are acting out of character or may just need a little extra nudge to get them pushed in the right direction. Now, I know that some will consider leading with compassion as a weakness. However, I don't feel that that is a weakness. I feel that whenever you can lead with compassion in the right amount of sternness, you can get the job done and still let others know that you care for them and that you're actually going to be there for them in a pinch. By providing the correct amount of direction, we enable others to act fast and foster an environment where everyone owns a part of the success. As well, we allow others to share the vision within the company. One of the key things that I've always, throughout my 14 years in the Army, that I've learned is knowing what the commander's vision is. The commander being the leadership, the CEO of the company. If you truly grasp and understand what the commander's vision is, then you can coordinate and you can correlate that down to your level and ensure that the people that you manage understand what the purpose of the task is. This can be held true in any hospital whenever you're able to actually articulate to the people that you directly supervise what the mission and intent is of the facility that you're running. They can in turn take that down and distribute it to the lower levels, where you could go to anyone in the hospital from the janitor all the way up to the CEO, and everyone understands what the mission and vision is in the hospital. Oftentimes as leaders we forget that the lowest person within our facility is just as important as the highest person within our facility. So what I mean by that is, if you have a CEO who's running the show, managing the money, managing the personnel, and the day-to-day operations within that wheelhouse. Now you have your clinic and section leaders who are running their area. It may be that the janitor who's walking in the hall, who walks up on somebody who needs assistance, and they're the one that's initiating the code blue and calling for help and taking care of that patient until medical professionals arrive. That's why it's so important that we ensure that everyone within the facility understands what the vision and intent is. One of the biggest things that we have to remember as a leader is always remember where we came from. We have to be willing to roll up our sleeves, get down in the trenches and get dirty, and work with our workers and show them that we'll be there for them. Throughout the pandemic, I believe a lot of facilities had to readjust and understand that the dynamics and landscape of healthcare was changing rapidly, and that they would be forced to change the way that they led. It is important to know when the right time is to be stern and when to open up. We have to be able to know that, hey, this is a time whenever I'm having an employee who's struggling, and we need to step in and help them out, and maybe give them an example of a time we were struggling or talking them through something that they're going through, so that we're not just always the stern person who doesn't have any compassion and doesn't understand what other people are going through. As a leader, this can be the difference between success or failure. If you're not willing to be compassionate and understanding and speak with your employees whenever they're going through a hard time, they're going to be less willing to help you when you're going through a hard time, i.e., companies failing, we're not making the volume that we should be making, we're not seeing the patient load that we should be seeing. They're not going to understand your vision. They're not going to be clear with their intent, and they're going to move on to another facility where they feel like they can be more appreciated. Another thing that I've learned through my Christian Character Index is that I need to be more people focused. I have a tendency to overlook other people and just do the work myself. This has led to burnout, and I have to be willing to delegate things down and allow other people to complete a task and not always try to jump in and do things myself. In conclusion, I feel like this course has taught me more about to open up about my feelings and to work alongside others. As well, I know that I must delegate tasks down and I must be approachable at all times.